What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin Prechtelevate Performance, coming at you live today. Happy Monday, everybody. It's the start of a new week full of new opportunities. Time to make the most of it. A little bit late to my noon live schedule, which is the new schedule. I'm going to be trying to go live every single day, Monday through Friday, hopefully on Thursdays. We'll see. But the plan is Monday through Friday at noon. A little bit late. Was responding to client messages. Had to get one out. So hey, got to do what you got to do. So yeah, guys. Today though, I'm going to be talking about something. I think this is going to be an important message for people who are on a fitness journey, for people who are starting a fitness journey or weight loss journey, whether you're a client of mine, this is going to be a nice refresher and reminder for you. If you're not a client of mine yet, this is something to think about in your own fitness journey, because a reason why a lot of people tune into these lives, watch these lives, read my posts, things like that, is because you have either you know me personally, or there's some level or general desire to be your best self, or to be fitter, more healthy, lose weight, things like that. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Is this is gonna be a gut check for a lot of people, and not. And when I say gut check, I don't mean like literally checking your gut and looking at your stomach. But what I mean by that is, asking ourselves the hard questions sometimes that are difficult to ask ourselves sometimes. And so this is just going to be an opportunity and an invitation for you to do that for yourself. Because, you know, if you're not, taking time every so often to do these sorts of things, and you're feeling stuck and you might not be happy with where you're at right now, it's important to do this. It's important to do some sort of like self-assessment, and that's what this is going to kind of be today. I'm going to talk about why it might and why it's important. I'm going to give some examples of what you might possibly be doing for yourself right now. And so, yeah. But as you guys are tuning in, let me know how your day is going. Give this video a like, drop an emoji. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching. Lately, Facebook has been not showing when people are actually tuning in, because usually I can see how many people are tuning in live. But lately that's been off, so I haven't been able to see it. So if you are watching right now, let me know. Let me know that you're here. But yeah, sometimes, guys, we have to ask ourselves the hard questions in order to constantly, be working on being our best selves, continue to progress, or to start a fitness journey, which in a sense is progressing from where you're at right now to where you want to be. And so whether you've already started or if you're thinking about starting, I encourage you to listen to this, and I encourage you to think about these things. But asking ourselves the hard questions sometimes is what it takes to get to that next level for ourselves in our journey, in our life, in our business, and whatever it may be. And so for me, just as an example, for me lately, the hard questions that I was having to ask myself was, well, a lot of it was pertaining to, me abusing marijuana and things like that. It was for me, not making my sleep a priority as much, not necessary, or maybe I was making my sleep a priority because I was staying up later or eating excessively. It's like, I had to gut check myself and be like, hey, like, do you care more about chilling out in the evenings and smoking weed, or do you care more about going to bed on time, getting up early enough so that way you can fit all the stuff into your day that you want to get done, level up your business? Also, do you want to quit doing that so that way you can go and eat and not binge eat as much in the evenings, or as frequently as you have been at times? And so it was, I had to ask myself these hard questions, like, why am I not where I want to be right now? Well, at the end of the day, the reason that you're not where you want to be right now, or at least on your way to being where you want to be right now, is because of you. It's because of yourself. It's sometimes it's hard because it's so much fucking easier to blame shit for why we aren't where we want to be, and it's hard to take responsibility for things sometimes, even whenever it may be totally valid reason why things are going the way they are. And so today, just going to be talking about some of these examples that I've seen, and I've heard in calls I've had with people. And if you guys didn't see my post earlier, I encourage you to go read it. But it's about asking these having these like gut check moments with ourselves where we're like, why am I not where I want to be right now? And openly and honestly, you know, having an open and honest discussion with ourselves as to why that's not happening. Because, at the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for our own actions. We are responsible for how we, handle things and move forward from things. And so, for me, I was self sabotaging myself with, smoking weed at night. I was like, and it's not fun to talk about that shit. And it's not fun to admit that, you're failing and failing, not, being at an optimal level in certain areas of your own life. But you're never going to improve in those areas unless you admit that there's, an issue or some sort of like, something that's not, optimal for you with where you want to be versus where you're at right now. And so, for me, that was that. For you, maybe it's, maybe you're not working out. Maybe you haven't started a fitness journey. Maybe you haven't, gone to the gym or got a membership like you said you were going to, or maybe you haven't started like doing the meal prepping and things like that you've said that you were going to do like, months ago. Maybe for you, it's, maybe for you, it's hiring somebody to help you do that shit, but you keep putting it off, right? But you keep putting it off because, and I'm going to talk about it for a second. Like, a lot of times it comes down to self sabotage, a fear of failure that takes over for a lot of people. Being like a permanent procrastinator, like always kicking that can down the road and never actually like doing anything about it and just, constantly putting things off. A lot of it too. Hey, Kristen, how's it going? How's it going? Oftentimes, it could be, maybe you're just lazy, right? Maybe you're just a lazy person right now with where you're at in life. And, but owning up to that laziness or owning up to like that fear of failure or owning up to like, like I always sabotage myself or sabotage my goals. I don't let myself be happy for whatever reason that may be. Recognizing that that's going on and actually taking action and doing something about it is the first step to actually stopping this cycle of being stuck, stopping the cycle of being stuck in never actually like committing to your goals. And so maybe you're using your circumstances, your current circumstances, as an excuse for why you're not doing what you should be doing right now, or maybe you used it as an excuse as to why you didn't join that program or you didn't start that workout program that you bought however many weeks or months ago that's been sitting. I don't think people do DVDs anymore, but but like online and you just haven't logged into it or whatever it may be. Maybe it's that. Maybe instead of a fear of failure, maybe you have a fear of success, right? Maybe you have a fear of like succeeding and, like what your life might be like once you get to that point. And maybe you're afraid that you're not going to be able to handle the pressure of it. Or maybe you're just afraid that you're not going to, uh, turning into that different person, right? Maybe you're not ready to, maybe you're scared of embracing that new identity for yourself because you're so used to, being that person that was always, the way that you've been for so long. Change is scary, right? Like change is scary no matter what. And we all like can, agree that, doing things that are uncomfortable or scary or that are different come with a level of fear, come with a level of like, almost like betting, right? You're taking a bet, you're taking a chance on yourself though. And so it's one of those things. It's like in those instances, you can't fucking blame anything if it doesn't work out other than, there's an inherent level of responsibility that comes along with, a fitness journey or a weight loss journey or, being a business owner. Like there's a level of inherent of responsibility that falls on you, and a lot of times people are scared of that, and they don't want to have that weight on themselves. But I'm telling you guys today, and another one too, so often is just people aren't willing to invest in themselves in a constructive way, in a positive way, but they're so keen to invest in themselves in shitty ways that are unhealthy for them or aren't doing them any favors. Like, and I'm somebody who likes to enjoy like going out with friends and and partying and things like that here and there. Like I'm all about that. I think that that's a great like stress reliever and can be a fun time to socialize. But why are people so keen on investing in themselves in ways that are super fucking unhealthy for them, or like fast food, or like going and spending a shit ton of money on random shit that only gives them like temporary happiness, temporary levels of happiness and joy, when they could, and it's all, and maybe it's more just more materialistic or like surface level change instead of actually investing in themselves in a deeper level or something that's conducive to their goals, that's positive for their goals. It's a lot of it has to do with societal conditioning, right? Like I'm not gonna like say it's like they're like somebody's specific fault for it, but it's what you've grown up and grown accustomed to. If your parents or if you yourself, your entire life grew up like that's just what we spend money on is going out to fast food or going out to the movies or going out and partying because my mom and dad used to do it all the time or so and so used to do it all the time or we get our hair done every month or we get our nails done every month because that's what I did with my grandma or whatever. Like we've been conditioned for that, but not a lot of people have been conditioned to invest in themselves in healthy or constructive ways, right? Not a lot of people have ever had that opportunity or that background or that environment to grow up in to where they could thrive in that sense. So whenever an opportunity presents itself to them, not even just talking about me or my coaching or whatever it may be, but other avenues of success or like something that's conducive to their goals, they are super fucking hesitant to invest in it. And it sucks because it's like, if they were as keen on investing in themselves in a conducive way as they are in a destructive way, they'd be a lot further in their goals or in their life in that sense. And so, these are the things that you guys need to be thinking about. And a lot of times, sometimes, honestly, like the person's just, maybe they're a negative person, or maybe they don't want help right now. Or they say one thing, but they mean another thing, right? Like that happens a lot of times. But I'm here to tell you guys that you need to gut check yourself in these situations because nobody is ever going to fucking save you. Nobody is going to save you. Nobody's going to save you from anything. Like, you have to be your own parent sometimes. You have to be your own superhero sometimes in this sense, in the way that I'm talking about this is because and this is going to be like, I guess sort of like a trigger warning in a sense, but like, at the end of the day, like, obviously, like, bad shit happens to people all the time, right? Like I care from an empathetic standpoint about these things that happen to people in their day to day or in life in general. But from a, becoming your best self, from a, growth mindset, I don't care if you were abused or like neglected or had a terrible mom or a shitty family life or if you have a fucked up metabolism or thyroid issue is messed up or anything like that. I don't care if, any of these like or any other like possibility like, your parents like all you had access to is like shitty food and things like that. Like all those things suck and all of those things are like something that like you can be highly empathetic to, like maybe and I'm empathetic too. And maybe you are a stay-at-home mom and you're fucking stuck in the house all day taking care of all your kids and you barely have time to like think coming in from like a very like victim mindset in a sense, like that's where you're at right now and that's how it's been for you for a long time. And that is totally like that sucks. A lot of times those things are terrible and they fucking suck. But the sooner that you guys recognize that fault and responsibility are two different things, the sooner that you can grow and conquer those things that once held you back, the sooner that you can come into a position of power in your life and actually be in control of what's happening and feel like you're in control of your life. Like that's what it sometimes it's going to need. That's what it takes to get to where you're at right now to where you want to be, right? Like all those things are fucking terrible shitty things that might have happened to you in the past, right? Like everybody has a story, everybody has something that's happened to them at one point or another that helped them become who they are today. But there comes a point in everyone's life that you have to say, like, obviously those things aren't your fucking fault, right? Obviously those things aren't your fault. But it is your responsibility to take control of your own life because nobody can do that for you, right? Nobody can do that for you. And a lot of times it takes us asking these hard questions, these gut checking questions for ourselves. Are you working on yourself on a daily basis? Are you doing the things that you need to be doing that are going to eventually allow you to be open to help, to allow you to, take that next step forward in your life, in your journey, in, your weight loss goals and your fitness goals, and, other things of that nature, right? Like it's going to take those types of tough conversations with yourself to get where you want to be, right? It's not your fault that something shitty might have happened to you. It's not your fault that, you're maybe your family never invested in something that was like conducive to health goals. Maybe it was always like fast food and things like that. Maybe your upbringing wasn't great. Maybe it's not your fault that your parents were always procrastinators, and so that kind of got instilled into you, right? Maybe it's not your fault that those things happen. Maybe, right? Like, maybe who knows? Maybe it wasn't my fault that, I have an addictive personality to certain things, right? It's not my fault that that I get addicted to shit really easily, right? It's not my fault that that happens, but it's my responsibility to take responsibility for my actions. Like, right? It's right. Keyword responsibility for my actions. Hey, Laura, how's it going? How's it going? Um, it's my responsibility to take that responsibility for myself, right? And for those habits and things that I don't have like great discipline in yet, and work on those on a daily basis so that I can get to a place where I, can feel like good about myself and happy about where I'm at. And the same goes to you guys. Like it's your responsibility to yourself and, potentially to your family, or if you have kids, to your kids, like, to do these things, to ask these hard questions for ourselves, to get to, because that's the start of, leveling up in our lives to get to that next point where we want to be. Um, you know, because that's the other thing too. No one, no one can help you unless you are ready to help you, right? No one can help you. Like there is literally like you can wish all the live long day. You can like say that you want shit all the live long day. You can say that want to start a fitness journey. You want to lose the weight. You want to stop being like hating who you see in the mirror. You want to feel confident. You want to be able to be the best mom that you can be, or the best dad that you can be for your kids, or for yourself. You can say that you want all that shit all the live long day, but unless you're actually ready and willing to like move past all of these potential circumstance like excuses and circumstances that you always bring up and that you always default back to, like unless you're ready to actually take ownership of those things and do something about it, you're gonna stay stuck. You're not gonna move forward like until you take ownership and responsibility for those things and actually do something about it. You're just going to stay stuck like you are. You can't like it's the whole concept of like playing a picture, like being like an actor in a role in your head, and then actually not doing any of the work or doing any of the hard things that it's going to take, the uncomfortable things that it's going to take to actually get there, right? So that's all I want to talk about today, guys. This is just like a gut check. Like gut check yourself. Like ask yourself those things, because sometimes it can take time to do it too. But sometimes those are the things that's where you're going to see the most growth in your life, or growth in your fitness journey, or growth in your journey, to success and whatever it may be. Is those gut check, like what the fuck am I doing? Like why am I? What is actually holding me back? Like how am I holding myself back right now? Like, doing a self-assessment like that can go such a long way to helping you, going forward in your journey. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. Just a quick little live about, doing those sorts of gut check things. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you got value from this. I hope that this was helpful. What are some gut checking questions or some things that you're, aware of that you need to work on and that you're aware of that you need to fix? Like I encourage you this week to pick one of those things and work on it. Work on it this week. And you'll be really happy. I guarantee you're going to be a happier person, or feel better about your progress in your goals and in your journey than you would have if you hadn't done it in the first place. So other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope that this was helpful. If you're watching this at a later time, #replay. Let me know that you saw it. Other than that, though, I'm going to let you guys go. Happy Monday. Conquer the day. Actually, conquer your morning. Conquer the day. Conquer your week. And let's fucking go. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.